Go. John G. West.
Hello, thanks for visiting Oak Hill Cemetery. I am John Smith Goodge, first superintendent or sexton of the cemetery. I was born February 23rd, 1835 in Ramsey, England. We sailed for America in 1837. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. 7 weeks later, we landed in New Orleans. I settled here in Evansville in 1838. After 1 year, my first wife came over to join me. Shortly after my wife arrived, she died. I buried her in the old cemetery on Gum Street downtown. In December of 1840, I married Matilda Beetleman. We were wed in St. Paul's Episcopal Church. By 1848, I took charge of the old graveyard near the corner of 5th and Canal Streets. Then in 1851, the city purchased the present site here at Oak Hill, and the old burying ground was abandoned. The Oak Hill site was an overgrown wilderness of underbrush and briars known as the Lost Hill. Under my direction, the area was cleared. The work was not like it is today with a crew of paid workers and nice tools and equipment. We used hand saws and axes. Since I wanted to make the area as nice as possible for the families to be buried, I ended up doing most of the work myself. It was decided to build a residence for my family with an office. It was located just down from present-day administration building. Later, it was constructed where it stands today. We did not have backhoe tractors to dig graves back then. We used picks, shovels to dig the graves. Many of the first graves were dug by me as part of my job. I served about 45 years as the cemetery superintendent. I was very devoted to keeping it in the best possible condition at all times. The cemetery is very large today. It is the oldest cemetery in Evansville as well. It takes a lot of work and planning to keep it up, but right now I think Chris is doing a fine job of keeping it that way. I worked here until I died in 1897 at the age of 81. My grave is right over here to my right next to Matilda, my second wife. All 10 of our children are buried over there too, by the way. There's a row of 5 children, and then there's another row with me and Matilda of another 5 children. So one of the children was Ella, who married a Lockyer, and his name was Melvin H. Lockyer, and he became the president of the Columbian School of Business downtown Evansville. And 4 years after he became president, they changed the name after him, so it became Lockyer's Business College. She had a grandson later on that was a little eccentric, I guess, but he was in San Diego and he went to a filming college, and he had a film that he did. It was called Teenagers from Outer Space. And it was a B-level movie, and I saw part of it on the internet recently. And at one time, the Mystery Theater 3000, I don't know whether you guys ever heard of that or not, but they used to have three people, they had a guy and two robots that would sit down and you'd see their backs of their heads and they'd make fun of the movie all during the whole movie, and this was hilarious. But anyhow, this guy had this B-level movie and it was pretty good. He was kind of a environmentalist, and he was the producer, the writer. He did the screenplay, he did the production work, and he also acted in this movie. A few years later, he committed suicide. You know, no wonder. But that's it.